Chapter 1, 1653, Previous Life's Most Beloved. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. With Fang Yuan's investigative methods, this island was completely transparent in his eyes. He found that this island that the Merit Obelisk transported him to was very common and ordinary. There were few resources on the island. There was a small fishing village with some people living there. There was a fishing village. A spirit spring existed as well, of course. Gu masters existed here too, but in such a poor and desolate place, a rank 4 Gu master was the utmost limit. Fang Yuan had accepted the mission to collect earth trench black oil from the deep sea. After he investigated, he soon found that there were traces of black oil oozing out near the fringe of the island. Other Gu immortals might go into the sea to collect the black oil already, but Fang Yuan did not do that. The moment he saw the Merit Obelisk, he started to think about Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable's intentions. He concealed himself as he entered the fishing village. It did not have many people living in it. There were only 5 or 6 Gu masters. The highest cultivation was a rank 3 Gu master. It could not compare to Gu Yue clan on Qingmao Mountain. Back then, Gu Yue clan had about 10 of such villages under it. Fang Yuan directly approached the sole rank 3 Gu master in the village. This was an old man with white hair and deep wrinkles. From what others said, he was the village head. Fang Yuan was quite satisfied. Having high authority and being old, he naturally knew a lot of things. Soul search. Fang Yuan used his immortal method. The old village head's secrets were all exposed. Instantly, Fang Yuan gained a lot of information that was rather precise. As he expected, this village was very ordinary. There were many of such villages around the island. This fishing village doesn't seem to have any trap. Fang Yuan realized this and left the village secretly. The old village head only felt dazed for a moment. Even though it was a bit weird, he went on with his business soon after. Fang Yuan's soul search method was simply too incredible for mortal Gu masters to realize. Fang Yuan left the island and flew to the surrounding islands. But Fang Yuan experienced what happened on the Merit Obelisk Island earlier again. Even though he could see a small island in the horizon, no matter how he flew, the distance did not shorten. After using all his methods, Fang Yuan still returned helplessly. Paradise Earth Immortal, Venerable cultivated sound path in his early years before converting to Earth path later. This method of controlling distance is his signature move. There were many battles in history that showed Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable standing on the spot as his enemies attacked. No matter what they did, their attacks could not reach him, even though the distance was short. Other than that, Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable has an extremely alluring method that was to create paradise. Paradise. This was also the reason for Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable's title. Nobody knew how a paradise was created, but Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable left behind many paradises in the 5 regions and 2 heavens. A paradise's most distinct trait was the lack of calamities and tribulations. This dragon whale grotto heaven was transformed by Paradise Earth, Immortal Venerable into a paradise. From the old village head's soul, Fang Yuan obtained a lot of information that confirmed this. If there were calamities and tribulations, even if the old man could not feel it, there would be information in the village's historical records. But there was none. Since he could not go to the other islands, he changed directions and entered the water. As he got deeper, the water pressure intensified. This water pressure was a problem for Gu masters trying to excavate oil. But for rank 8 Gu immortals like Fang Yuan, it was an insignificant problem. For Gu masters, the sea was very deep, but for Gu immortals, the water surrounding the island was still very shallow. Fang Yuan soon found that a large area of darkness appeared in his vision. It was like a huge seaweed that endlessly extended in all directions. This earth trench under the water was very spectacular. The ordinary island was at the fringe of this earth trench. From the information he got from the old village head, the surrounding islands were also connected to the extensions of this earth trench. Earth trenches produce black oil. Regardless of ordinary earth trenches or deep-sea earth trenches, black oil was an immortal material belonging to food path. The quality was very high and production was abundant. It was easy to excavate. This was a trait of food path, having high production with cheap costs. It was very economically friendly. Black oil was extremely helpful to immortal zombies. Spreading the black oil in the dead aperture could slow the speed of the disintegration of the blessed land. In the outside world, or to other goo immortals, it was a very useful goo refinement material that was widely used. It had a huge market. One of the main business of Zombie Alliance was black oil. This was similar to Fang Yuan's Guts goo, but the scale of black oil sold was much larger than Guts goo. There are about 3 million kilograms of black oil here. I can take them all within half a day if I go all out. But I cannot leave the island after a certain distance. Even though black oil can move, it is much slower than water. After I take all the black oil here, it will take too long and be too inefficient to wait for the black oil from the other parts of the earth trench to flow here. Black oil was very easy to collect, but that was for goo immortals. For mortal goo masters, it was quite difficult. There was a special category of oil collecting goo masters. They specialized in exploring earth trenches to collect black oil. These people were professionals in this business. Oil collecting goo masters had their own set of goo worms specially used to collect a certain amount of black oil. Even though their battle strength was not high, because they were excavating immortal materials, they had abundant wealth and status. They were quite popular. In the 500 years of his previous life, Fang Yuan had once been an oil-collecting goo master in Eastern Sea. That was his fortuitous encounter. He almost became the son-in-law of a certain oil-collecting goo master. The collection method was also imparted to Fang Yuan by this old goo master. People lived according to their environment. The goo masters on the small island survived mainly by collecting black oil. The old goo master that Fang Yuan's soul searched was the most impressive oil-collecting goo master in the village. Even though he was old, he would still enter the water and collect them each year. Seeing the black oil here, Fang Yuan could not help but recall some of his previous life's memories. He was once an oil-collecting goo master. He entered the sea to collect black oil. But it was a dangerous job. He was treading on thin ice. The first problem was oxygen. Secondly, he could not go too deeply. The pressure would kill him. And the sea was not peaceful. There were many fierce beasts underneath. And finally, he needed specialized methods for the black oil. How could mortals not use special methods when collecting immortal materials? Especially if they did not collect the black oil well, it would pollute their bodies. The goo master would be covered in black oil grease. It was hard to remove and carried a disgusting stench. As time passes, it would even corrode the goo master's own mortal body. In his previous life, Fang Yuan had been polluted by this black oil. The old goo master who taught him the method purposely did that so that he would be forced to marry his daughter. He was furious back then and felt like he was plotted against. But thinking about it now, Fang Yuan smiled bitterly. The teacher had no son or inheritor. He had to do that, or he could not impart his family's unique methods to an outsider goo master. He had no choice but to use that tactic. What was wrong with playing safe? It was normal. But back then, Fang Yuan was placed into despair. He had no alternatives. Without specialized methods, he could not clear the black oil pollution. Even if Fang Yuan knew the method, he needed the goo worms to do that. These reasons made him relent. Thinking of this, Fang Yuan felt a sense of his mindset back then. He was very anxious and in pain. He was greatly attracted to the profits of excavating black oil. He secretly swore that he would change the situation. For example, there were water-path goo worms that could allow him to dive agilely. He could also design some goo worms to resist the water pressure. Currently, he could totally refine a bunch of immortal goo and create a huge quantity of useful mortal goo instantly. But he no longer needed them. Life often threw you into situations like this. At present, you lack some very crucial things, but when you obtain them, you no longer need them. That was why getting things when you needed them the most was called a fortuitous encounter. You had to treasure them if it happened. Back then, when I extracted black oil, I almost died. But fortune and calamity come together. I actually met Mo'er when about to die. From that perspective, the old goo master did something good after all. Fang Yuan showed a complex and deep smile on his face. The white figure appeared in his mind once again. Her expression was both vague and clear at the same time. Her name was Ji Han Mo. Ji Han Mo. Fang Yuan had never forgotten this name, because she was the person he loved the most in his previous life.